For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Come rain or shine, the Pashupatinath temple in Kathmandu, dedicated to Lord Shiva, remains a popular pilgrimage site for thousands of devotees, whether from Nepal, India or elsewhere. Even elections are no bar. And this is election season in Nepal, with voting due on the 20th of November. But the buzz is missing. And so also the mass rallies and campaigning. This is attributed partly to the festival season that just got over and partly because of restrictions imposed by the Election Commission. It could also be due to a sense of fatigue among the public with the political class. A social media-driven campaign titled No, Not Again has gained thousands of followers with the singular goal of ensuring that people do not vote for the current Prime Minister Deoba, Maoist Chief Prachanda, former Prime Minister Oli, and a host of others.
Social media penetration has increased in Nepal in the last, let's say, decade or so, and many Nepalis are now using social media. So political parties are also following that trend. We can see a lot many, let's say, leaders who are trying to be active on social media, particularly Twitter, in terms of information dissemination. However, there is still a big chunk of Nepali population that is not on social media, which still relies on traditional media forms for, let's say, information and dissemination. So parties are relying both on social media as well as traditional media. Here particularly, I think the UML has taken a lead in how it's dealt or how it's engaged with new forms of media. We saw that during its release of the election manifesto. We saw that during election of Prime Minister candidate KP Oli's own Facebook, let's say, events. So I think while other parties are still trying to play catch up to this game, the UML has taken a lead in how it uses social media for election campaigns.
There is no guarantee that this election will produce a result, although it is expected that Deoba of the Nepali Congress, in alliance with Maoist leader Prachanda, will emerge with the largest numbers. The million-dollar question is whether this alliance will last. This man, former Prime Minister Oli of the Communist Party United Marxist-Leninist, could do that. The only problem is Prachanda accuses him of denying him the prime ministership 2 years ago, even though they had an understanding. A key player here could be China, which is known to want to bring the communist parties and their leaders on one common platform. This succeeded for a short while only. China was not able to bridle the personal ambitions of Oli or Prachanda. Curiously, around 50%, if not more, of the Nepali voting public favor the communists, this despite a deep and abiding faith. Ideology matters, but also doesn't matter, it seems. It is one of the many conundrums of this election.
Firstly, I think there is also a longer communist history of being, let's say, okay with Hindu forms of worship, Hindu forms of association in the public sphere. The second part of it also has to do with how religion has never been away from state mechanisms. Earlier you had king gracing religious functions. Today we have the president gracing religious functions as being head of state. So I think religion has been an essential part of the Nepali political, let's say, environment, right? So the part about communists being a majority of the voters, or rather 50% of the voters being communists, I think it has to also do with the fact that communism in Nepal is also non-ideological to a large part.
India is not a factor in this election. Observers here say India has been keeping a low profile over the last couple of years, which is seen as a welcome development. This does not say Delhi does not have favourites, and Deoba would count as one. But mum's the word.
These elections have underscored perhaps more than ever before Nepal's acute geopolitical situation. China's rise and expanding influence in Nepal is a fact, but it is India which sustains this nation. The new government will have to manage powerful contradictory forces and ensure the ship of state remains on balance. In Kathmandu, Surya Gangadharan for StratNewsGlobal.